Hi, I'm Chris Duncan, County Extension Agent for Family and Consumer Science here in Oldham County, Kentucky, and today we're going to talk about dodging and dealing with diabetes. Well, we're back again, and this is Lisa Arvin from the Oldham County, Kentucky Health Department, and she's going to answer some questions about diabetes. You know, November is Diabetes Awareness Month, and we've really got a problem here in Kentucky. But Lisa, tell us what diabetes really is.
Well, diabetes, by definition, it is a disease where the body's pancreas is not producing either enough insulin or any insulin altogether. And this causes the blood sugar to run high.
All right, now in Kentucky, it just seems like it's just increasing. Why? This is, something we've been trying to work on for years.
Yes. Well, diabetes is a lifestyle disease, and so it's increasing because we still have not gotten a handle on the country's epidemic of obesity. So when we are eating too many calories, we're not exercising enough, we're gaining weight, and this thereby is putting people at increased risk for diabetes.
All right. Well, what can we do to prevent diabetes? What's important?
Really having a healthy lifestyle. If we can exercise on most days of the week, okay, so that's like 4 or 5 days a week minimum, where the goal is like 150 minutes a week. Also, just really trying to watch what we eat, trying to eat more fruits and vegetables, eating lean meats, low-fat dairy, watching those refined carbohydrates. We're wanting to eat carbohydrates that are minimally processed.
Well, I know there's a lot of problems in Kentucky, and there's a lot of diabetics, and there are a lot of people who don't know they're diabetics, and that's really a big problem.
Yes.
But once you have diabetes, what can you do to control the complications?
Well, several things actually. Visiting your doctor regularly, having regular lab work done, having regular checkups and foot exams, having your eyes checked regularly, monitoring your blood sugar daily, taking your medication as prescribed, of course, exercising and eating healthy like we talked about. So all of these things are steps that people can take to prevent complications.
Right, and people who have improved their health after they've been diagnosed, right?
Absolutely. There are people that are no longer considered diabetic. If they can lose the weight and maintain a healthy lifestyle, they can come off all their medicine, and they are essentially not considered to be diabetic anymore.
Right, there's been some great things in the paper
Yes.
That's been emphasizing how people have actually improved their lifestyle and been able to eliminate the diabetes in their life.
Absolutely.
Well, Lisa, we really appreciate you coming on today.
Thank you.
If people have questions, can they contact you at the health department?
Absolutely. I see patients at the Oldham County Health Department in LaGrange, Kentucky. You can give the office a call at 502-222-3516. My name's Lisa Arvin. I'm the dietitian there. I do community education as well as one-on-one nutrition education.
We have several things in our menu today. We're first going to start with a leaner Kentucky hot brown. It's one of those traditional dishes that a lot of people are familiar with it, but we're going to make it a little bit more healthy today. Then we're going to make double chocolate cupcakes. Then we're going to cook some down-home greens. We're going to make some, they're made with collard greens. Then we'll finish up with pumpkin parfaits. But then again, we need to add a salad, so we're going to make some good old-fashioned coleslaw. Well, let's get started with this leaner Kentucky hot brown. What we're going to do is get our baking dish, and I've already sprayed it with a little bit of cooking spray, getting it prepared. You could use a little bit of foil there, but we're going to make a white sauce. Now, a white sauce is a very simple thing. If you're watching your budget, you can make it with margarine, or you can use butter. We're going to use 4 tablespoons of butter, and then we're going to add 1/4 cup of flour. Now, I've already got my margarine melted, or my butter melted. Now we're going to add the flour. This is one of the basic cooking skills to make a white sauce. So you just want to incorporate the flour with the butter, let it cook. And with my little butane burner, it cooks quite quickly. As soon as you get all that flour mixed in with your butter, you're going to add your milk. Now, what I've also done, we're going to add a cube of bouillon. If you're watching your salt, really, I would leave it out. But I've put the bouillon cube already in the milk to soften it up. You can see it as I pour in the milk. And we're going to add that to our white sauce. I'll stir it up really good. And then we'll get that bouillon cube. It'll melt quite quickly since it's been melting been softening up in the skim milk. And that's one thing we're doing. A lot of people make skim, or their hot browns, their white sauce with whole milk. We're using a skim milk. And when I'm making this at home, I even use half whole wheat. So when you're trying to cook healthy, you want to use more whole wheat flour. So I wouldn't use total whole wheat flour, but I'd use about 1/8 of a cup of whole wheat and 1/8 of a cup of all-purpose. So you can even make it healthier by eliminating the bouillon cube, which you won't even notice it, but it does add a little bit of flavor. All right, we'll get our 2nd cup of milk incorporated. He's still a little bit, being a little stubborn there. And get him. All right, now we're cooking good, and you can tell that it's thickening up. We're going to turn our burner down and prepare the rest of the dish. Now, the traditional hot brown is usually made with bread, and we're going to use a nice whole wheat, and it is a lower calorie whole wheat. I'm going to turn this down to the lowest point, and for my dish, we've already sprayed it, so we're going to add our toast, and then we're going to add turkey. This is a great way to use up leftover turkey from the holidays. And if you didn't have turkey, you could use ham. I know some people use chicken. So it's a great way to use up leftovers. And by using a turkey, it's a little more leaner than having ham. And of course, you cut down on the sodium. So we're preparing this. This serves 6. It makes a great quick dish. All right, we've got that done. And then we're going to look back at our white sauce. Oh, just a little bit more mashing on that little bouillon cube. And look at that. It is ready to go. So we'll spoon this on. I've got my oven set at 350 degrees, and it's been preheating. And we'll kind of just swirl this around, get our burner off. And this is where we add a little bit of nutrition to it by adding some nice slices of tomatoes. And we, of course, it's important to eat as many vegetables, five to 9 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. So sometimes that's hard, but you can do it if you try. And now I'm going to add I've fried up 3 pieces of bacon and have crumbled it. So just to add a little bit of zing to it. My husband says everything tastes better with a little bacon on it. So we've reduced our salt on this. We've reduced the fat. And we've increased fiber by using a whole wheat bread. And really everyone should be drinking skim milk. Everyone over the age of 2 should be drinking skim milk. So that's what makes a hot brown leaner. So this is the healthy hot brown. Okay, I'm going to put it in the oven and it'll be ready in 25 minutes. Portion control is very important when you're trying to watch your weight and trying to especially watch the carbohydrates and either prevent diabetes or if you have diabetes. So cupcakes are a wonderful way to watch that portion control because you can freeze them, get them out of your way, and just take one out and eat them at a time. Instead of with a whole cake, you're tempted to make a bigger slice, and it's just not good for your blood sugar. So we're going to show you a recipe for double chocolate cupcakes. This is one of my favorite. We've had students do this, and they have loved this recipe. So we're going to start with our dry ingredients, and we're going to combine our flour, 1 cup of flour, and we have some really wonderful dark chocolate, and our cocoa is what we're using. And then we're going to combine baking soda and salt. And we're just going to mix our dry ingredients really quickly and just get them blended. Doesn't take but a few minutes to get those mixed up. And this is a great thing to have children help you. They can learn so many things, learning about measurement, and it's very helpful to have good measuring cups, and even there's some novelty ones that are really fun to use in the kitchen. So anytime you can make cooking fun, make cooking fun. So now we're going to put in our mixer, we're going to add our margarine, which we've softened. So that's 4 tablespoons of margarine, or you could use butter. Margarine's cheaper. And then we're going to add our sugar. We have 3/4 of a cup of sugar. And if you want to use a sugar substitute, I really just use half and half on my sugar substitutes. But you can get this started in your mixer and make a little noise here and get that blending. We're going to also add our egg substitute. Now we're using egg substitute. We're using egg substitute because it has fewer calories than regular eggs. And we're using a half a cup. And even when I use egg whites, then I feel guilty throwing the egg yolks away. So using an egg substitute helps reduce our calories. If you're watching your blood sugars as a diabetic, or if you're trying to just avoid diabetes, try to cut every calorie you can and then you don't have to work it off. We're also going to use buttermilk today. It has just, it is a low-fat buttermilk. I'm going to blend this up. I'm going to slow it down just a minute here to scrape the side and get all our ingredients blended in here. Now you could add that buttermilk as you're adding dry ingredients. We're going to speed this up a little bit to get our butter blended. All right. I'm going to start scooping in our dry ingredients. Maybe turn our mixer down just a teensy bit. If you don't have a mixer, you can use, scoop it in by hand. I'm going to turn the beater off or slow it down a little bit more. Really get it in there. There we go. And we're gradually adding, so it does a better job of blending if you just put it in slowly. If I turn it up on high, I could splatter chocolate all over my kitchen. I don't want to do that. So turning that mixer down or almost off is really for safety purposes and keeping your kitchen just a teensy bit clean. Having good appliances that are in good working condition, it makes cooking easier and more fun. Taking care of your appliances is also important. A good mixer could last a lifetime. I've had several hand mixers that have lasted, 20 years. Slow it down just a little bit more and finish it off. I like scraping the bowl clean. Don't want to waste any of my money. All right, now let's stir that up just a little bit more. And we'll scrape the sides maybe one more time. There's a little bit more. Buttermilk that we added. Let's do a little cleanup. All right, let's see if I have everything. I've got my cholesterol-free egg substitute. I did put the vanilla in. We've got, the only thing left is the miniature chocolate chips. I love these little mini chocolate chips. They just add that little bit of flavor that you can have. A little extra chocolate pop there. Okay, let's get this off of our, there we go. Have to use my muscles a little bit. And I need a towel. There we go. Incorporate our chocolate chips, and there's only 2 tablespoons. You don't have to use the whole package. And a lot of times cookie recipes will have you using the whole package of chocolate chips, and that's not necessary. So we just whip that in and take our measuring cup and put it in our cupcake holders. Fill our cupcake holders about 3/4 cup, 3/4 of the way full. And this goes rather quickly. We're going to put these in the oven at 350, and they only take 15 minutes to bake. So this is a great way to watch those serving sizes. Now, a long time ago, diabetics were told not to eat sugar. But if you balance what you eat with exercise, you can have sugar. So in moderation, just keep your sugars down as much as possible. Okay, we'll be back in a few minutes and show you some other yummy recipes. For a really good, healthy diet, vegetables are your best friends. So we're going to be cooking now our down-home greens, which is one of my favorite vegetables. And there's nothing better than a good old pot of beans and cornbread and some greens. So we're going to start off here. Make sure my burner's going. We're going to use just a tablespoon of olive oil, a tablespoon of butter, and we've got our garlic already minced. So we'll get that in here. And then we're going to saute our vegetables, saute our onions. So this heats up nice and quickly. And oh my, garlic is one of my favorite smells. So get our garlic and our onions. Takes about 1 or 2 minutes to get your onions and garlic sauteed. Now, of course, a good healthy diet is low in sodium, high in fiber, low in sugar. So vegetables are probably the most perfect food for your health. They have fiber. There's so many colorful vegetables that provide the vitamins and nutrients to us. They help regulate our elimination. All right, now, if you've never cooked collards before, you always want to make sure you cut out the stem. Collards and mustard greens and kale, they're all cousins, and you want to take out that stem. Sometimes that's bitter. Now, I must admit this is one of the biggest pieces or leaf from kale that I have seen. So this is a nice giant leaf of kale. So we want to cut that up, and then we chopped a whole big bag of kale. This is about a pound of kale. So we're going to add our kale. Oh, wait a minute, I'm supposed to add my red pepper flakes first. This gives it that nice zing. And then add my paprika. That not only adds some color, but that also adds some nice flavor. I've been experimenting with smoked paprika, and that also could add a little bit more flavor to your greens. So now we're going to add our greens, and I've chopped them up. And of course, I did wash them really well before I chopped them up. Let me turn my burner down just a smidgen. Okay, and we're going to get all this into our pan. It doesn't look like it will fit, does it? But it will. And then we're going to add our vegetable stock. You could use chicken stock if you want to. And I use a salt-free, sodium-free chicken stock to start cooking these down. That one, get in there. So we have two cups of sodium-free. I'm using chicken stock. You could use vegetable stock. but this will start wilting. Your greens will wilt. And of course, our greens have our vitamins, A, vitamin D, vitamin C. We're also going to add a little bit of apple cider vinegar. That's 1/4 of a cup. We're going to cover this and let it cook for about 20 minutes. And that will be just a very traditional, oh, it's smelling good already. Very traditional Kentucky dish that is really good for you and great for dodging and dealing with diabetes.
Hi, I'm Sherry Ragsdale, and I'm the Expanded Food and Nutrition Education Program Assistant here in Oldham County. And today I'm going to show you how to make a healthy Thanksgiving dessert, and it's made with pumpkin. And it's a pumpkin, no-bake pumpkin mousse. So the first thing that you need to do is I've softened my cream cheese, and I have 1/4 of a cup of reduced fat cream cheese. You want to mix a little bit, get that going. Okay, once you got that mixed up a little bit, I'm going to add a can of pumpkin. Pumpkin is a very, very colorful vegetable. We use it, a lot for, you can make pumpkin pie, pumpkin soufflés, all kinds of pumpkin muffins, and pumpkin's just very versatile. Okay. Then you want to add a small package of instant sugar-free pudding, and that's very important if you're diabetic. It's sugar-free, so it's very diabetic friendly. Then you want to add 1/4 of a cup or 3/4 of a cup of skim milk. And once again, we're using skim milk. Then you have your spices. I've got the cloves, 1/4 teaspoon of cloves. I have 1/2 teaspoon of ginger, and then a teaspoon of cinnamon. And then you want to blend those together. It smells very good. You smell the cinnamon and the spices. Just takes a few minutes to blend it together. You can smell the aroma of the pumpkin too. This is kind of a fun dessert that kids can help you make. Okay, after you get that blended, you want to add, you have 3 cups of whipped topping that you're supposed to use, and I have chosen fat-free, which is also diabetic friendly, and you want to split those. So I've got 1.5 cups in here, and you want to add that to that mixture. Blend that in with the pudding mixture. Make sure you scrape your bowl, get every little bit mixed up. So once you get that mixed up, it's kind of neat to make it a fancy dessert. Stem glasses, I guess you could say. If you've got some fancy dessert glasses, you can use those. Or if you have just clear plastic cups, you could use those too. And my helper's going to show me, bring my dishes to me. And then you can serve it on a pretty tray too. But what you want to do is you want to spoon a little bit of your mixture in there. You get it about halfway full, and then you want to take some more of your the other part of your whipped topping, and put a couple of little teaspoons in there, or tablespoons. And then you want to add more of your pudding mixture. And you put a little bit more of the topping on top. And then for decoration or a little added extra on top, I've crushed up 4 ginger snaps. And you just want to sprinkle a little bit of that on there. You don't have to crush them real fine, just kind of rough, I guess you would say. And there you have a very healthy dessert for Thanksgiving. Thank you and enjoy. Hi, I'm Sherry Ragsdale, and I'm back again to show you how to make a new twist on an old recipe or an old meal. This is cabbage, and I'm going to make a apple coleslaw. This is a little bit different type of coleslaw, and what you need is 3 cups of shredded cabbage, or about a half a head. You need a carrot grated, which I've already done. Then you also need yogurt. This is a little different taste to your coleslaw. Instead of using mayonnaise, you've got yogurt, and it's a low-fat yogurt. You could use a fat-free if you'd like to, but I've chosen just a not plain yogurt, but a vanilla yogurt, and it's low-fat. I also have 2 apples that I've diced up. I have a red one and a green one. It's a very colorful salad, and I also have honey. Okay, the first thing you want to do, of course, is to shred your cabbage, which I've already done, and your carrot. Then you want to add your coleslaw. Well, actually you add your honey to your yogurt. And one tip on fooling with honey is to maybe spray your utensils. And I have sprayed my tablespoon with Pam. It makes the honey come out a lot better, and it's not so sticky and messy. So it comes right out. And just mix the honey with the yogurt. And this is a 3/4 of a cup of vanilla low-fat yogurt. And you want to add that to your cabbage mixture. Stir it around. Cabbage is actually one of the oldest vegetables known. And it loves to be grown this time of year. We have cabbage in our garden, or it can be grown in early spring. And there's several different types of cabbage. You can get a Savoy cabbage. You can get a large Dutch cabbage. This is just a regular cabbage. Then I've got my green apple and my red apple that I've cut up ahead of time and put in a little lemon juice so it won't turn brown. And you just mix this up. And this is a good summertime type salad, or you could have it year-round. But it would be good with grilled hamburgers in the summertime or grilled chicken. or you can serve it with your turkey dinner. And the carbs are low in this dish, so it is diabetic friendly. And there we go. So enjoy.
Well, we have completed all our recipes and we're about ready to have lunch. So we're excited about our recipes. There's one little detail I need to do with the cupcakes. Now, normally people ice cupcakes, but this is a really easy way to put a little bit more sweetness and without overdoing it. These cupcakes only have 143 calories. So you can have a cupcake, but I always say if you have something sweet, move your feet. So now our cupcakes are ready. I didn't even use all the 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar. Our collard greens are done. Collard greens are probably the best thing for as far as calories. They only have 120 calories and 12 grams of carbohydrate, but they have 6 grams of fiber. So anytime you have a recipe that has more than 5 grams of fiber, it is fantastic. You want to keep your carbohydrates close to 15. You can go over a little bit, but into the 20s. But once they get above 20, 30, you want to really start watching those carbohydrates, and you really want to increase your exercise. Our hot brown. We have a hot brown that serves 6 with only 270 calories. And it has 3 grams of fiber. And then as far as carbohydrate, on our hot brown, it's 23 grams of carbohydrate. So boosting up the fiber, lowering the carbohydrate, and lowering those calories really help with a healthy diet. Now, I want to emphasize one thing. There is no diabetic diet. Everybody should be eating the way a diabetic should eat. And we want to emphasize that. If you have diabetes or pre-diabetes, you really need to just eat healthy. Watching those serving sizes and getting that exercise will help so much. Sherry's going to tell you a little bit more about the coleslaw and those wonderful pumpkin parfaits.
Okay, the coleslaw, a serving of this coleslaw is a half a cup, and it has 45 calories, and there is not as much fiber in it as there is in the greens, but there is 2 grams of fiber, and there is only 7 grams of sugar and 10 total grams of carbohydrates, which is very good. So that's a pretty good dish for a diabetic. Then your pumpkin has 138 calories per serving, and the carbohydrates are a little high on that. It's 19 grams, but it's still under 20.
Right.
So, and as far as dietary fiber, you are getting 2 grams of fiber there too.
So hopefully you'll try a dish that is low in calories, high in fiber, and low in sodium and carbohydrate, and it can be tasty. We didn't add much salt to anything, just a little bit in the cupcakes, and they're all recipes that anyone can enjoy. So I can't wait to dig into these pumpkin parfaits.
Me
They're my
neither.
favorite. So if you have any questions about cooking or about improving your diet, you can always contact us here at the Extension office. Sherry works with families with children, and we have recipes and helps with cooking for everyone. So when you have a question, call us at the Extension office. We have the resources of the University of Kentucky available for all the residents of our great state.